What's up, survivors? Welcome back to Unrivaled Row. Today, we're diving into one of the toughest challenges Ark Ascended has thrown at us yet. The brand new boss Grendel on Valguero Ascended. This thing hits like a truck and can wipe your entire squad if you're not ready. But don't worry, I've got you covered. In this video, I'm breaking down key tips, strategies, and a few tricks most players don't know that'll help you take this monster down fast and keep your tames alive while doing it. So grab your best gear, saddle up your theories, and let's get into how to dominate Grendel. Okay guys, a lot of people have been wondering and asking how I get through this fight by only using 5 cakes. I assure you this is 100% doable on official, okay? And I'm gonna show you the tricks and strategies that I use in order to conserve those cakes, okay? So I'm just gonna run through the same video that I used in my last video, but I'm going to call out all the little strategies and tips and tricks that I'm using to conserve my dino's health and not use the cakes. Now, we do have the milk inside all the fairies, and it does take me a minute to go around and feed that milk to all the fairies. If you're in a bigger tribe, multiple people, then you can have multiple feeding them at the same time. Your timers are going to last a lot longer. However, I have ran this without feeding the fairies the milk with 5 cakes, and I come out with 0 cakes left in their inventory, so they are eating about 2 or 3 extra cakes if I don't use the milk on the fairies. However, the milk on the Yudi is absolutely vital. You have to use the milk on the Yudi or you will get shredded by that bleed damage. Now, a lot of people like to use the Dino Nitrous. I don't have anything against people using the Dino Nitrous to try and bleed the boss, but from the evidence in the videos that I've seen, the Dino Nitrous is bleeding for about 3,600 to 4k damage, maybe even 4,500 damage. However, the fairies are over 1,000 melee, and 30% damage buff on top of 1,000 is another 300. So if you multiply that times 16 or 18 fairies, you're coming out with about 5,000 plus more damage. So in my mind, the 30% damage buff on top of 18 fairies outweighs that bleed damage from the Dino Nitrous. Now, I might be wrong. I'm not, saying this is absolutely the way it is. But in my mind, that is probably how it works. I prefer to use a Yudi. You get 30% damage resistance as well. And you don't really have to worry about him chasing you around on the Yudi because you have the milks. The Dino Nitrous has really low health and most likely will get rocked if you get stuck in a bad situation or pinched in between lots of enemies, unless you have that 124 cap saddle. Now, not a lot of people have that 124 cap saddle BP yet. All right, so let's get into what we're doing here. When you enter the arena, guys, you need to attack that boss right off the rip. That is your first damage phase right there as soon as you enter the arena. So if you screw around, you are burning damage time. Now, the fairies have the milk running at this time, so he's not bleeding any of them. He's not bleeding me. And I put them on him immediately. Now, with that 30% damage buff, guys, these fairies absolutely shred the shit out of this boss, I believe, much faster than the bleed with the Dino. Now, here's the thing. You have to stay away from your army in this fight. As you can see, the red comes down on top of you. Move your army away from you and let the red come down on your head. Now, you're going to kite all of these adds around the arena away from your army. This way they are not attacking your army, they are on your ass. Now, every so often, you can swoop in towards your army and let them take the aggro of those adds. The adds will be all grouped up because you have now grouped them all up, and they will get wiped out extremely quick. You don't have to worry about the Yudi getting bled because you have the milk running. Now, from what I understand, guys, is from what I've heard, is that he takes more damage near the fire. He's weaker near the fire. Whether that's true or not, I have no clue. But again, we're going to move away from the army. We're going to start kiting everything. We're going to let everything come to us. Kite it. Now it's starting to bleed me. However, I do have the Drakeling, which is compensating for some of that bleed damage. Swooped in, let the fairies take the aggro. Keeping the army away from his red. Letting the army kill off the adds. Moving them away again. It's that drop that he does, guys, that's chewing up a ton of your cakes. It does heavy, heavy damage. Avoid that at all costs. And make sure you whistle your army to attack him like that, so that they all start moving immediately on him. Now, you don't want to run around on the Yudi because he will chase you and the Theries will chase him, and that will cause downtime and damage. You just want to stand there and face tank him on the Thery. Even if you take a little bleed damage, it's not a big deal, as you should be pumping all your points into the health and stamina on that Yudi. Now I'm trying to group up all the adds. I'm going to pull them in. Staying away. We're just kiting the adds around. So the adds are on me, guys. They are not on the Theory pack, which saves a lot of the damage. And then once you group them all up, the Theories just wipe them out within like a second. Again, staying away from the red. Now, my Theories have barely taken any damage in this fight from adds or the boss, as you can see. As long as you do this fight fast and efficiently, stay out of the red, take advantage of that first damage phase while the milk is still active, you can get away, guys, without barely using any of your cakes because you're barely taking any damage. And with that 30% buff on your damage from the Yudi, these Theories absolutely cook his health. Watch how fast we melt that last remaining bit of his health. Always make sure you keep your milk active on the Yudi. That is what's keeping your Yudi alive, guys. And it's just that easy, guys. Now, if you follow these tips and strategies, I promise you, you can get away with using 5 cakes for this fight. And with that being said, guys, I hope this helps. Any questions or comments, leave them down below. Hit that like button. And as always, have yourselves an excellent day.